Chapter 9: The Generator Theory. Today was the day that the students would fill out their college preference forms. Several things had drastically transformed in the Great Genetic Age. The various genetic evolution colleges would naturally not waste these precious 3 months. The country did not allow them to. After the genetic exams, based on the requests of the Wuxia Genetic Committee and the Wuxia Ministry of Education, students had to fill up their college preference forms within 12 hours. The various genetic evolution colleges had to complete the admission-related tasks and publish the final reports within 36 hours. The relevant departments of the various minutes had 1 day to produce admission letters and release them to the students. From the 4th day onward, students could start to set off and report to their genetic evolution colleges. Usually, new students would report to their respective colleges in 3 days. It wouldn't take more than 5 days even for students in the most faraway regions. The schedule was very tight, thus, even though Zhu Tui was not feeling the most energetic, he still headed toward school after breakfast. This made it such that Zhu Tui had no opportunity to enter the illusory introspective state through meditation to see if what he did to the gray spot was a success. However, he perceived a different sensation toward his surroundings ever since he woke up this morning. Objectively, it felt as though his surroundings had become more vibrant and lifelike. Even the mosquitoes that had survived a few waves of attempting genetic extermination looked extremely realistic and lifelike. Zhu Tui was clear that this was not an outcome of his enhanced vision from being administered with the genetic liberation elixir. Zhu Tui suddenly realized the source of this strange sensation when he reached school and arrived at the door of Yu Ziping's office. Zhu Tui had arrived quite late in the morning. However, not many students were filling up their college preference forms with the homeroom teacher. The deadline for filling up their college preferences was 8 in the evening. Many students were still researching which genetic evolution colleges they should enroll in at home. There were not people who were like Zhu Tui, who had not many choices. It was just as Professor and Zhao Soxui had asked. There was a bump on Zhu Tui's head. But there were no holes. The door to Yu Ziping's rather small office was tightly shut. Zhu Tui suddenly froze when he raised his hand and was about to knock on the door. His arm was suspended in the air. The door was still closed. However, the scene in the room appeared clearly within Zhu Tui's mind. Cheng Mo was filling up the college preference form in front of Yu Ziping. He was filling out the form very smoothly. There was no hesitation. After filling out the form, he handed it over to Yu Ziping for inspection. Strangely, Zhu Tui saw the college choices Cheng Mo indicated before Yu Ziping. Wuxia Genetic Evolution College. Wuxia Genetic Evolution College. Wuxia Genetic Evolution College. The 3 choices were identical. Zhu Tui was shocked. He was not shocked because Cheng Mo had written the same college for every choice. Zhu Tui wondered. People could accept the existence of any kind of abilities in the Great Genetic Age. What was more important was where the ability came from. The sounds of the interaction between the 2 people in the room rang out. Are you sure that you want to put Wuxia Genetic Evolution College for all your choices? You'll be at an extreme disadvantage if you can't get in, Yu Ziping counseled Cheng Mo. Teacher, my family researched it the entire night. We feel that only by enrolling into the Wuxia Genetic Evolution College, which is the college at the forefront of genetic research, could we transform the glutton genes that I activated from something useless into a treasure? It'll solve my current problem. It was rare for Cheng Mo to be this serious. Since it was an outcome of the deep thought put in by Cheng Mo and his family, Yu Ziping had nothing more to say. He only added, then tick on the option to accept the automatic dosage allocation. You'll at least have an option if you fail to get in. Thank you, teacher. Cheng Mo saw Zhu Tui when he got out of the office. He smiled and greeted Zhu Tui. Zhu Tui was shocked. Mosey, how much did you eat when you got back yesterday? Why do I feel like you've grown considerably fatter in the one night I have not seen you? Cheng Mo laughed. I had 9 meals from the time I reached home until now. My mother said that I consumed half a month's worth of the rations we had at home. There was an indescribable bitterness within his laugh. I don't want to, but I'm so hungry. Zhu Tui did not know how to console Cheng Mo. Wait for me to come out. Zhu Tui patted Cheng Mo's shoulder. Cheng Mo nodded after a moment's hesitation. Zhu Tui observed the office the moment he entered Yu Ziping's office. Are you hungry? Yu Zeping looked outside the door with a melancholic expression. There were students like Cheng Mo every year. The genetic liberation elixir provided students with extraordinary abilities and potential for development. However, some of the side effects would torture the students for life. 3 meters. Zhu Tui ignored Yu Zeping and reached a conclusion. The radius of his ability to sense things happening inside the office through the wall while he was standing outside seemed to be roughly 3 meters. This was rather similar to the X-ray vision that Zhu Tui wanted to have. However, this was not X-ray vision. That was because Zhu Tui could still see what he saw when he was closing his eyes. It had nothing to do with vision. Zhu Tui had tested it out before he entered the office. Yu Zeping looked at Zhu Tui as if he had developed a mental disorder. Under that gaze, Zhu Tui sat in front of Yu Zeping and fetched a college preference form. He filled it out quickly. He signed it, put on his fingerprint, and handed it over to Yu Zeping. Wuxia Genetic Evolution College. It's this option for the 3 choices again. Did you discuss this with Cheng Mo? Teacher, I checked it out. The mystery branch is rare, but the enlightened mind type of the mystery branch is even rarer. That's the case for the Jincheng Prefecture Genetic Evolution College. On the other hand, the Wuxia Genetic Evolution College walks at the forefront of the mystery branch research. They are not only leading in Wuxia but also in the Huaya sector and the entire Blue Star Alliance. If an enlightened mind type like me wishes to have any development, the Wuxia Genetic Evolution College has to be the best choice. There's no contest. Zhu Tui thought about Zhao Xu's words when he reached this point, as long as he had no holes in his brain. Yu Zeping let out a slight sigh after he accepted the college preference form. All of you are good, opinionated children. It's a good thing if you really got accepted into Wuxia Genetic Evolution College with Cheng Mo. You'll be able to take care of each other. He scanned the form and added, are you going to tick on the automatic dosage allocation? Zhu Tui nodded gently. All right, that'll do. I'll wish you a bright future in advance. The atmosphere suddenly became rigid. Zhu Tui and Yu Zeping did not say another word. They were afraid that tears would fall if they said anything more. The knocks outside the door broke the heavy atmosphere. Zhu Tui stood up and gave Yu Zeping a deep bow. He then left the office. Outside the door, Zhu Tui quickly wiped his eyes with his sleeves to avoid being teased by Cheng Mo. Inside the door, Yu Zeping rubbed his eyes with his yellow-stained fingers. The campus was empty. Cheng Mo found a corner and sat down with Zhu Tui. Where did you apply to? The same as you. Wuxia Genetic Evolution College. It's said that the enlightened mind type of the mystery branch is very useless. The Wuxia Genetic Evolution College, which runs at the forefront of the mystery branch, might be able to give me some developmental chances, Zhu Tui explained. I also hope to solve my problem. Cheng Mo's stomach suddenly rumbled as if to fit the scene. They made Cheng Mo's expression turn bitter. There was even a little bit of fear in his eyes. Didn't you tell us that you've been in a romantic relationship in the past? That was a crush. I wrote her 3 love letters. She ignored me. It's all right. I heard that college is a paradise for relationships. But have you ever seen a girl who likes a 500-pound fatso who has to eat 9 meals a day? Cheng Mo, who was leaning against Zhu Tui's body, suddenly cried. Little Tui, I haven't realized the terror of activating the genetic base points in my stomach yesterday. Zhu Tui didn't interrupt Cheng Mo. He just let him speak. However, I realized that after I returned home yesterday, I can't just be described as a rice bucket. After I activated the genetic base points in my stomach, I am a food-consuming monster. I've eaten so much that I scared myself. Zhu Tui patted Cheng Mo's back. Do you know, my mom still made delicious meals for me at the start, but she got tired after that. Their faces as they looked at me while I was manically eating were filled with fear. Cheng Mo shook his head. I grew 5 pounds heavier last night. My dad said that if there's no other way, I could go remove parts of my stomach. We could remove 95% of my stomach. Little Toad, I'm afraid. A handsome 8-meter-tall man started crying while leaning on Zhu Tui's shoulder. Zhu Tui hugged Cheng Mo's head. He did not know what to say. Zhu Tui was very far away from the skill tree of consoling people. Mosey, don't be afraid. The Wuxia Genetic Evolution College might be able to solve our problems. There might be unexpected benefits to your situation. Cheng Mo sniffed. Who knows, a king of gluttons like you might become extremely powerful in the future. Stop lying to me. It is just that you have not found a way to use this stronger horsepower. You'll immediately become extremely powerful when you find it. Cheng Mo looked up at Zhu Tui. He froze. Zhu Tui's theory seemed to make sense. Why haven't I read about these theories even though I've also read about modern human anatomy? I read a few advanced research papers when I was free. Zhu Tui was not flustered at all while he was lying. This theory was something he developed himself when he was going through the illusory introspection last night. It does make sense. Zhu Tun and Cheng Mo wanted to wait for Tang Ting to see which genetic evolution college he would enroll in. However, they didn't manage to catch him after waiting an hour. Cheng Mo and Zhu Tui decided to part ways. It was harder for Tang Ting to make a choice based on the direction of his current genetic base points. Also, Cheng Mo was hungry. He could no longer stand his hunger, and that was after he ate a dozen bags of snacks. After treating Cheng Mo to a luxurious fast food meal, Zhu Tui prepared to get onto a maglev public transport and return home. Zhu Tui wanted to head home quickly to meditate and enter the illusory introspective state. He wanted to see if the gray spot had lit up or not. However, Zhu Tui suddenly noticed something while he was waiting for the bus at the bus stop. Someone might be tailing him. Also, there might be more than one person following him.